I've just finished installing a mist coolant system for this mill. And I was in two minds about whether to do this, but using a brush with cutting oil on it, dabbing at the workpiece, it was getting old quite fast. Now in the past, this machine does have flood coolant. The pump down there and reservoir down there. But it just leaks everywhere. I mean, it runs off the table, it floods the vise, runs off the end of the vise. The seals still is not very clever around this part. So all in all, it was more trouble than it was worth. So I thought I'd try one of these mist coolant systems. It runs off compressed air. It just so happens I've got quite a handy compressor here. So I've got a 4mm air line that runs up to this ball valve, and from there a 6mm air line that runs up to another regulator, because it uses lower pressure than the rest of the system. And another line, actually that's the 4mm line, that's the 6mm line that runs up to the actual valve, which is there. It had to be 6mm because that's what they've supplied as the fitting for it. And then there's a fluid line which runs up to my reservoir, which is here. The problem with this is where to put it. Oops. I mean, it came with a magnet on the bottom, but this mill has got no flat surfaces whatsoever to attach it to. Even that position there is not really flat, and the magnet wasn't working well enough. So I made a little aluminium bracket, and it's screwed to that, so that's not moving anywhere. And then I had to knock a hole through the way guard for the line lock jet to come through. So another problem with it is you can't just switch it off and leave it, because this thing siphons out all the fluid. So I know I'm going to do it one day. I'm going to just switch it off. We can switch the air off here. Well, that doesn't stop the fluid, and it'll just siphon off, and it'll just empty that down here. I suppose I should have had it lower if I can. Maybe I'll make that modification later. But it does work. I switch the air on, and then I switch the oil on. You see, it sprays out. You've got quite fine control over it. Even with it switched off, it still leaks a little bit. So we'll give it a go. I'll let you know how well it works.